Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Great to see you again. So, I don't know what we're going to be doing today. Maybe some fun stuff, like I said in the title. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be really boring, useless, frustrating stuff again. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, or before I get into it rather, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale. It looks like I got a new review since yesterday, so that's great. But yeah, this is a great way to support my work. It's my first release as a full-time indie dev. So if you're interested in supporting me or playing this game, check it out. The link for that is in the description below. And I also have my new Udemy course that just came out a couple weeks ago now. This will teach you how to build a complete online cooperative multiplayer game in Godot 4. So I go over all of the high-level networking stuff that you need to use so that you can connect with a friend and play this little game. And the course is sort of designed to be extensible. So I show you a bunch of different things, a bunch of different strategies for synchronizing game state over the network. And then I sort of leave the door open for you to build on top of that. So if you want a solid foundation or a solid introduction to these concepts, then yeah, check this out. This is also linked in the description below, and I also have other courses available for sale too, so if you're not interested in multiplayer, you could check out the other ones. But yeah, that's going to be it for the ads, I guess. And what am I doing? So I've got a couple of things, like random odds and ends things that I want to do. I did get my card refactor done, and according to my testing, the refactoring seems to be completely fine, and I fixed a lot of my reference counting issues, I think. So, you know, knock on wood, I think we're good to go there. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it. Let me think. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Hello, Ali. Welcome back. Ninja Link, good to see you again. Awab, it's going well. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yes, hello everyone. Ungi Bungi, we've gathered once again. Coffee, game dev, and for some of us, even employment. Yeah. Welcome back. Great to see you as always. Hello, Eddie Key. Once again, you want to work during my work day, so mostly to the background with you. Yeah, I mean, it's my work day too, so maybe you're the one in my background. Have you ever considered that? The background video is always nice, yeah. House tour has to... No, I'm not gonna house dox myself. Not yet, anyway. My house is not that impressive. Seriously, it's like... It's just a house. Hello, Plout. Welcome, welcome. Great to see you again. Frustrating stuff is fun if you like solving puzzles, although sometimes odd bugs, edge cases, and bad documentation really make it less fun. Yeah, I was just... The reason I wasn't having so much fun yesterday is because it wasn't clear how like a Godot internal system was working, and so I just had to like through a bunch of trial and error figure out what the heck was going on. But I think I've got it handled now. Fun stuff in this recession. Yeah. Welcome back, Adam. Snup Bill, thank you so much for the IDR 10,000. Always very generous. I very much appreciate that, and it's always great to see you. And of course, we all look forward to that Yummers message every morning. So thank you for that. Moonlighter TV, what would you recommend for a path for an artist just wanting to start game development? I have some C# and Java experience. Well, if you already have programming experience, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I would say just get into it. You know, I think the easiest way to start is to start and, you know, try to start with something small. Follow a couple of tutorials if you need to get an introduction to whatever engine, Godot, for instance. Get a couple of like orientation tutorials, just kind of get a feel for how everything works. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with just jumping into it and just solving the problems as they come up. So like if you want to build a Pong game, for instance, you might question, well, how do I make a paddle that moves? Well, there's a whole set of problems in there already, right? If you're using Godot, there's a question of like, how do I set up my nodes in my scene so I even get like a visual paddle on the screen, right? And then there's the question of how do I write the script to actually make it move up and down? And then you might add in, how do I do input handling so that it moves when I press this button? Like just sort of untangle all the individual problems as you start and just try to tackle them one by one. And of course, these AI LLMs are really great tutors as well. So you can go to an AI LLM and basically say, hey, treat me as a beginner, walk me through the process step by step of doing this. And you can ask it what an individual line of code does. And admittedly, they're not super sophisticated when it comes to Godot specific code, but they are a great resource for learning. So that's my advice to you. We need to see the McDonald's decorated workstation. Yeah, I save all my McDonald's bags and I use them as wallpaper. As a dude that specialized in cybersecurity for over 20 years for the military, don't show your house. Yeah. I just assume that whatever information I put online can be used to figure out who I am. I'm sure there's already enough information out there for people to figure that out, but yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Emerson. Appreciate the thought out answer. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alrighty. What do we got going on here? Let's see. One of my friends is working on the music for this game right now, and it's turning out very cool. It's very Diablo-esque, which is great, so I can't wait to put that in the game. I'm going to be starting doing work with sound effects very soon, I think. I want to kind of wait until I have like at least a placeholder music track first, so I can design sort of like the sounds around that, because I think the music is going to be like the bread and butter that's going to set the vibe for the whole game in addition to the art, and once that's nailed, then the sound effects are going to kind of just complement it. But we'll see how much I do of that on stream. I don't typically like to do sound effects stuff. It's relatively boring, but you need to be super specific with the LLM. I swear the code I'm kicking back to a contractor was written by a badly guided LLM and not internally reviewed. That's probably likely, yeah. Probably likely. My friend is working as a contractor right now, and he's working with other contractors that are very heavily using LLMs without much guidance, and so yeah, he's dealing with that issue too. Hello, Ezabi, welcome back. Kinyaz, welcome. Vishal, welcome back. Good to see you. Can play some track of the game. So the music snippet that I have is 6 seconds long right now, so we all know that your real name is Francoeur. Yes, that is my name. Do you make all your sound effects in a program, or do you use Objects IRL to create sounds? I use a sound effects library. I do not want to go through the effort of recording my own sounds, although I may do that at some point, but yeah, there's the Sonus GDC audio bundles, which are like hundreds of gigabytes of sound effects, and I just downloaded all of those and put those on my NAS, and I just pull from that library whatever sounds I want to use. For this game, though, I'm probably going to add some processing to the sounds. I think the main thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to render them. I'm going to re-render the sounds at a very low bit rate, so it's got like that 90s crunchy kind of feel, that lo-fi feel to it. But like I said, I haven't really done much experimenting with that yet. Hello, Feli Tao. Welcome. So let's see, what do I got going on? So I was actually working on a Medusa head yesterday, so maybe we'll continue on with that. Let's see. Yeah, so I couldn't draw a face, so I just drew like a silhouette of a head with lots of snakes coming out of it. And I think it works just fine. So I'm actually, maybe I'll just tighten up this art a little bit real quick, and then we can put it into the game. I actually think it mostly looks okay. This highlighting is wrong over here. Yeah, that looks better. Some of these snakes are kind of cute, actually. That one looks a little weird, but I don't know what to do about that, so we'll just leave it. I think that's probably okay. All my layers are completely messed up here. Okay, well, whatever. I think that's probably okay. I think it gets the vibe across well enough. Okay. Resources. Card, create new resource. Oops. I wonder if I should just call it, I think Medusa is the name of a specific gorgon. Maybe I should call it a gorgon head. Yeah. Let's call it gorgon head instead. Well, I should probably, yeah, let's just call it Medusa head. That will be the ID, but I will call it a different thing. Art. 2x2. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of, I might play around with the turn cooldown, the turn economy here. I think I need to make the numbers for the turns a lot bigger so I have more granular control over the timing of everything, but I think relic, let's make it ritual as well. Yeah. I want to write that down. Inflate turn cooldowns across the game. Okay. All right. So there's the Gorgon head. And now I need to add in here. Medusa head. And I forgot what this is going to do. Let's see. Paralyze enemy and project damage. Okay, we're making good use of this project ability. New file, project damage. Do I want to project damage to anything in particular? Project damage. I don't know, actually. Maybe I'll have it project damage to... I don't know. Relics, maybe? I'm going to rename this. Project damage to tag. Okay. Hello, Matthew. What's the sound effects bank you were talking about again, please? Sonus. S-O-N-N-I-S-S. Sonus GDC audio bundle. I've been using a trackball mouse and it's crazy how efficient it is even for gaming. Interesting. Interesting. I might have to look at that. First time game dev here. Appreciate all the resources you've shared. Yes, for sure. H.G. Williams, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Good morning, Ariane. Welcome. Anyone have any insight in making an online drawing game? Is that a huge lift for a Godot newbie? Is that a huge lift for a Godot newbie? I would say anything multiplayer related is probably going to be far more difficult than just a typical, local game. So I would maybe discourage you a little bit from starting with online multiplayer games, even asynchronous ones like the drawing one. I guess it would be somewhat real time, but yeah, I would maybe get your bearings first with game development generally before you go into the multiplayer stuff. Especially if you don't have any programming experience or anything. It's very, very, I wouldn't say very difficult, but it can be very hard to wrap your mind around multiplayer concepts. Was considering buying the multiplayer course, but I don't want to start off on the wrong path. Think I could transfer the stuff I learned to a project like that. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a multiplayer deep dive, you can definitely look at my course. Like I said, multiplayer is probably a little bit difficult for a beginner, and my course is not made for beginners explicitly. It's made for people with intermediate skill level of programming or some game development experience. So I would not say, yeah, absolutely go ahead and take my multiplayer course. It's an option available to you if you feel up to it, but I probably wouldn't start with that just yet. So that said, I have other courses that are more single player focused, like the Vampire Survivors course, which you may have an easier time with, but there's also a bunch of great free resources on YouTube for how to make games in Godot. So yeah, I would check those out too. But if you do want to make an online multiplayer game, hello MS. I'm having such a hard time deciding between C# and GDScript. About the same level in both, but their pros cons feel pretty level to me. Yeah, I mean, then it's like, if you can't come up with a concrete pro or con, then I would just go with whatever you feel like you're gonna have more fun with, you know? All else being equal, then it's, yeah, what are you gonna have a better time with, do you think? From just like a developer experience point of view. Yeah, you're welcome, HD Williams. Hello, Schlurgy. My win of the day is taking a nap during my company's all-hands meeting. Time to grind now. There you go. Very nice. Those all-hands meetings are perfect for little naps. If you're looking at trackball, I use the Adept Paloopy. Interesting. Okay. I will try to remember that. I do like my my MX Master 3, though. I like this mouse quite a bit. This is actually my third MX Master 3 because they keep breaking after like a year. And normally I wouldn't continue buying a product that breaks pretty reliably like that. But I can't find another mouse that I like as much as this. So I'm just kind of like cursed to buy a new one every year. It's like, I really want to punish Logitech for giving me mice that break after a year, but it's so good that I can't. Anyway. Oh well, since I'm self-employed, I can write it off as a business expense. Anyway, let's see. Excuse me. What am I doing? Oh, project damage to tag. Fire ability, damage ability set description prefix, color projected, yeah. Query target provider. Let's put a tag in here. Let's do query directions all. Card type filter is equal to filter tag. Or oh, tag filter. Ability projector, damage ability. Why am I coughing so much? Jeepers. Okay, and I think I also have simple paralysis. Ooh, you know what I might do actually? I want to make paralysis configurable so I can, right now the paralysis just, it just returns only one target. So I think what I want to do is maybe make the paralysis configurable so I can determine how many targets it can target. That might be interesting. Let's redo that. But anyway, let's do this first. Projected damage to tag. Let's do for card tag dot ritual. Okay. Medusa head. Run manager. Okay. Let's just see if this much works, I suppose. I'm pretty confident that it's going to work, but I've been confident before and wrong. So, DevY C#, I reckon. Thanks. You're welcome, MS. Good morning, the Red Velvet. Great to see you again. Appreciate what you do, by the way. Thank you, MS. I appreciate you being here. Just participated in my first game jam. Excellent. How did that go? I really want to like the MX Master 3, but the polling rate is capped so low. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably not a great mouse if you're doing a lot of gaming, but I do like it. Hello, MKRD. Welcome back. What fun might we be having today, or not? Well, right now I'm getting this Medusa head implemented into the game, which is basically almost done. Oh, we got an error here. Not implemented exception. Oh. I think this needs to be query directions, entire board, right. I think it was good. Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. All right, let's see. Applies 2 turns of paralysis to a random enemy minion card. Projects 2 adjacent cards, deal 4 damage. Oh, this needs to be 2 adjacent. To lower, can I do string? How do I do to string dot to lower invariant? There we go. Where else am I using that? Right. Let's do this. Description utils, let's do public static string create card tag keyword card tag bool is lowercase equals false. Return sweet, the AI did it for me. Very nice. So now I can do this instead. Description utils dot create card tag keyword card tag dot ritual. There we go. That should work, and I might as well replace this other one here too. We can do create description utils dot create card tag keyword tag filter. Oh, this needs to be true for lowercase. So I'll do that here as well. All right, let's see if that works. We are friends, right? Can I be straight? It doesn't look like a Medusa head. I thought it was a tree. Well, you're banned. That looks really clean so far, thank you. So the problem with the Medusa head is I tried to draw a face and it wasn't working. So what I did instead is I just covered the head with little snakes. And I covered the head with little snakes and then made the background like a head silhouette. But, you know, it's not the best piece of art that I made. So it's always possible I might revisit it in the future. adjacent is not the right word there. Do you think creating a lot of mini prototypes is better for learning than trying to make more complex games? It can be, yeah, it can be. Because the problem inevitably as a beginner, this is just always going to happen, is that when you don't really know what you're doing and you try to make a game, that's great, but as the game grows, what tends to happen is it becomes an unwieldy mess because you're still learning, and so you're not implementing systems the right way. So at least when I was first learning game development, like anytime I tried to make a more complex game, it just ultimately started just degrading into just a mess that was completely unmanageable, and it ultimately just became not fun to work on anymore because it was like couldn't do anything in the game without introducing all kinds of bugs and whatnot. So it might be more fun just to stick to small games, build those the way. But that said, you're never going to learn how to build more complex games, quote unquote, correctly until you actually try it. So there's going to be a lot of learning involved for sure. But I would say, especially if you're doing it as a hobby, just do whatever is more fun for you, you know? If you have more fun doing small prototypes and like prototyping new mechanics until you get bored, then do that, you know? But if you have more fun dedicating yourself to a longer project that's a little bit more complex, then do that. I think the calculus kind of changes depending on what your goals are with game development. So just pop a little eye in there between the snakes bedabbing. Oh, bada bing. Bada bing. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe if you put 2 red dots to create the illusion of eyes, it could do the trick. Okay, okay. All right. All right. Everyone wants to see eyes, so... Okay, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Everyone wants to see eyes. I'm getting bullied over my art. What else is new? What else is new? I just won't anyone think of the poor streamer that's being bullied by his chat. I'm probably going to need to remove quite a few of these, actually. That actually doesn't look terrible. It's always the mouth that gets me. I don't want to make I don't want to make the Gorgon look like she's got like a Neanderthal brow. Although this already does look more feminine, which is good. That's not going to work. Okay. Oh, that's not gonna... Where is this coming from? Oops, I hate that. Ugh. Hey, Sprite, why are you doing this to me? Okay. Hello, Turbo Shook. Welcome back. Great to see you again. May I see how you managed to do the moving outline? I don't know which outline you're referring to. Can you elaborate a little bit? Follow the fun, yeah. Is there a game on Steam? Oh, there is a game on Steam called 1-Bit Adventure, and it's very similar to this game's palette. You should definitely check it out. No, there can't be similar games. What is it called? 1-Bit Adventure. Oh. Let's take a gander. Oh, yeah. That's very cool. Casual turn-based roguelite. Or roguelike. Interesting. Yeah, I like this art style for sure. It's got the health globes. I like the little UI details they've got here. Looks very nice. Yeah, I like it. Hello, Fat Kid Games. Welcome. It's called constructive criticism, yeah. I thought you were nearly there. Reminds me of something out of Elden Ring. Well, that's good. Hello, Kville. Welcome to the stream. It's always my mouth that causes me problems too, yeah. It looks nice. You like it? Is that Medusa? It is, yes. Looking better. Like this better already. Friendship restored, yeah. Hello, Artem. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Neozoid. Lurking, as always. What do we have here? This is a Medusa head that I'm working on. I think it's turning out good. I think it's turning out good. That reads pretty well. You like that? Liza or Liza Waves. Welcome to the stream. Looking good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. The outline in your map icons appears once in a while and circle around the sprite. Oh, yeah. So that's basically, it's basically a modified outline shader that only outlines in a certain radius from a point. Usually that point is from the center of the texture. So if you imagine a cone, an arc, blasting out or extending to the edges of the art, and only drawing the outline in the boundaries of that cone, and then rotating that cone around in a circle in accordance with a progress value from 0 to 1. That's basically what it is. And the reason I'm not going to give you a more detailed look than that is because the AI wrote that shader for me, and so I only understand how it works at a high level. I would not be able to step through the code and show you how it's working because I don't know. But that's the general strategy. Hello, Joel W. Welcome to the stream. Almost passed me. I got you. I got you. Did you put Gunforge sales numbers anywhere public? Yes, I have a video that goes over how much money I made in Gunforge after the first month or so. Obviously, the sales numbers have changed since then, but not dramatically. So you can take a look at that video if you're interested. Hello, Kazori. Welcome back. You are welcome, Matthew. So do we like this better then? Now I'm kind of tempted to... I keep just copying the layer. I'm kind of tempted to use this color now. Let's see what happens if I give the head some color. I don't know if that's going to work. I guess that doesn't look terrible. Let's see. I'm just trying to play around with some of this highlighting here. How are we feeling about that? Is that better? Well, I don't know what that is. Cassie? That enemy sprite looks awesome. It's been hard. Now make the animations for it. Oh yeah. There's no animations, so I'm lucky there. I just spent 8 hours for some stupid easy to do code, but figured it out eventually. Yeah, sometimes it goes like that. The 8 hours is not wasted because now you know what to do. All right, thanks for joining, even for a moment, Cat Hugger. Always great to see you here. Spent like a day trying to make the click and drag system using control nodes, only to have to redo it using Node2D and collision shapes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But it does go like that sometimes. Sorry, we've made you spin out your Medusa sprite. Yeah, well, I think it looks better now. You guys bullied me into making it look better, so I think that's all right. I don't want to go overboard, so you know what they say. Probably in quit while ahead territory, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that generally looks better. How are we feeling about that? So many people today, yes. Yes, indeed. I've been getting like 50 to 70 viewers on these streams now. I don't know where everyone came from suddenly, but welcome to everyone, especially the VOD watchers and lurkers. I know you're out there. Great to have you all here. And of course, can't forget our active chatters either. I'm happy with the result. Okay. Good bullying results in better art, yeah. I don't know, where's Arion? Arion was the one that immediately said it doesn't look good. It looks stoned. All right, well. Really? It looks stoned? I can make it look stoned. You want me to make it look stoned? Well, I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to draw that. There you go, see? Are you happy now? Now it's a smoking Medusa. Hello, Himanshu. Welcome back. Lurk. All right, Emerson. Andre, or Andres. I'm sorry. I'll call you Andrej. Looking good, thank you. Deserve all the viewers, thank you. Is this a 2x2 card? It is a 2x2 card. I'm not a lurker anymore. Wait, still am. Oh, it's in your name. You are legally obliged to not chat. Welcome, Rift Lurker. I would not let Medusa Head smoke a blunt if I were you. She's smoking a Marlboro? Whatever you want, yeah. There we go. I noticed a lot of uses of orphan pixels. Pixels that are standalone, one color. Medusa should look stoned. Right, you're right. Raphael, welcome. Lurking again. Hello, Alpha Zen. Welcome. You guys like it? All right, we're putting this version in the game. People are going to be like, what is that? No, get rid of that. All right, now that I've been bullied, I mean, that does look better. It does look better. Shoot. I should get bullied more often. I'm a certified non-lurker, yeah. So unfortunately, I need my board to be bigger before I can actually test this. Should we alchemize it? Let's alchemize it. Nice. Oh, I'm not going to be able to test the actual mechanic of it now. Because now it no longer has the project. Oh, no. Yeah, it no longer has the project anymore. Okay. So I want to change the simple paralysis here. Or the paralysis generally. I forgot where this is called. Okay. So paralysis. We'll pass in the max targets there. And then this ability needs to be changed to take possible targets. Modify this method to return up to max targets from possible targets. I think that's right. Cool. All right, so in a simple paralysis to max. Do I not have max targets in here? Private read-only int original max targets. Random enemy public static string pluralize int count string singular string plural. Description utils dot pluralize original max targets enemies. Okay, and then in the Medusa head, I should be able to do this. Simple paralysis, let's do a max targets of 2. Okay, let's see if that works. Bullies win once again, yep. What's the lesson we've learned from this chat? Cyberbullying is good. Everyone repeat after me. Cyberbullying is good. Applies 2 turns of paralysis to 2 random enemy. I just realized that I didn't need to pluralize that, so I just wrote that utility for nothing. This one is the one that needs to be pluralized. Let's talk about the squid then. Oh my gosh. Here we go. It looks consistent to the style of other artifacts for sure. Good. Good. Cool. Hello, Cowdy. First time here, what game is it? This is a collectible card game grid inventory management auto battler with a necromancy, alchemy, and medieval science theme, where the hook of the game is that you can alchemize cards together, which means to combine multiple different cards into a single new card that has abilities of all the input cards. Oh my gosh, no, it's not. No possible romance options, nope. Romance up with the Medusa head, that is not going to go well for you. We're just steps away from a Sedusa. Somebody clip that. I didn't say she turns me to stone, I said she makes... Okay, alright, Adam. Somebody could have clipped the part where I said cyberbullying is good. Oh no. Oh no. Building the case file for when the mob needs to come after me. So we've got the Gorgon head. That turned out way better. Why did you guys like the art that was previous? I don't understand. I'm glad I didn't listen to anyone and I redrew it, because now it looks much better. You guys have no taste. All right, so let's see. Increase board size. I need more ritual cards so I can actually test if this works. Let's go here. No ritual cards still. Maybe one of these will also have a ritual. Oh, look at that. Another Medusa head. This one has a ritual tag. Son of a bee. I can't fit though. Okay. Well, we can grow the board here again. All right, so now I can put this here. That's a ritual card. And I can put that here. Mausoleum key. Ooh, that's good. Okay, let's see what happens. The Medusa head still hasn't gone. Okay, this should have projected deal 4 damage. Perfect. So now when this goes, it should deal 4 damage. Nice. Sweet. That's looking good. That's looking good. My 11-year-old walked in and asked if that was Medusa, so that's a good sign. Awesome. I like your 11-year-old. Maybe we can use those art deduction skills in the future. All right, so let's see. I think that's looking good. I think it's looking good. I wasn't here. Please don't clip that. Oh, man. I can't wait until my nephew is old enough to rip apart my game. I'm going to ask him what he thinks, and he's going to be like, it looks bad. Can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. Okay. I actually don't know if the paralysis is filtering out. It seems to be filtering out cards that already have paralysis, I think. I got the Medusa head build going. Oh, never mind. Does the paralysis filter out paralysis? It doesn't. Active debuffs.add, emit signal card debuff added. I actually can't tell if it's stacking the debuffs or not. Oh, it also doesn't have a little indicator for what paralysis does. So I'm going to need to do that as well. Okay, so let's try that. Let's, how am I doing this? I'm going to change that to paralyzed. Is this description never being used? I'm never using this description. So maybe I'll just get rid of that. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. All right, let's see. Just joining in, good morning. Were you able to solve that signal connection issue from yesterday? Yeah, I eventually did get it figured out. Ultimately, I figured out all the places where the code was holding on to long-lived ref-counted references, so I fixed all those places. And then I just did some trickery with how the signals are actually emitted to the individual cards to ensure that only the cards that belong to boards, so that means that they're in a board, will receive signals, which may bite me in the butt in the future if I ever have a situation where there's a card that should be getting triggered when it's not in a board, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but for now, it's all right. Dang, that Gorgon head turned out pretty good. Children are brutally honest, they are. But their opinion sucks. I don't believe children ever. Well, it does, if it does filter out the paralysis, that might be bad for projected damage, right? It may, yeah. I think I can just leave it, because I think they're supposed to... stack. I don't really have a good way of testing this. I also want to show the turns remaining, if I can. Oh, this name. Shoot. I might have to refactor that to do turns remaining, but let's just do what I was going to do first. Just want to see if this works. Hello, Rin. Welcome back. Great to see you. Bad is not a constructive criticism. Not necessarily. They are honest, but they are not constructive. Your color palette reminded me of a game called Scourgebringer. Scourgebringer. Ooh, yeah. This is a beautiful game. Wow, this is great. Wow. That looks really good. That looks really good. Maybe someday I'll be that good at art. Oh, the other thing I'm realizing is that this... needs to be highlighted. Okay, so now I think we're good. I want to see if this will work correctly here. So paralyzed. Prevent affected card from acting. I think it is stacking. Yeah, it seems to be stacking, so that's good. But I want to confirm that, so I'm going to add like the turns remaining into the description, I think. But for now, I think we're good. Okay. We'll commit that. Hello, face of cold reality. I like your 2D puzzle game course, but it uses C#. Will it be harder to follow if I use GDScript instead? Any pitfalls or specific reasons why C# was chosen? Well, the only reason C# was chosen for that course is just so that I could have a C# course available for people who are interested. That said, it probably is going to be relatively difficult to port to GDScript, and the reason is because that C# course makes heavy use of LINQ for querying the tile set state and everything for the puzzle purposes. And I think that would probably be the the hardest part of the course to translate to GDScript, because you just don't have similar data structure support. So that would be the hardest part, and that's a big part of the course. But what you can do, if you're interested, is you can maybe watch some of the preview videos that are free, and maybe that will give you a sense of if you're going to be able to port it to GDScript or not. Wish they wrote a 3-paragraph review of my game. Love the art style, yeah. It's a roguelike meets Celeste kind of game. Gotcha. I've learned the hard way, buying a game because the art looks great does not equate to a good game. That's true. That's true. Roguelike meets anything. Had that game on Switch. Do you have to do this every morning, Kat? Can't you just let me work for once? Here he comes. Here he comes. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, oops. Okay. Are you done? Are you done? So the next thing I want to do is show the turns remaining on these debuffs, I think. Where is this name being used? In the card inspector. So I think what I want to do is... Oh, I'm tired. I think what I want to do is have a getter for this instead, so it can return a name in accordance with the current state. Or I can do public string get name with remaining turns, something like that. However, this should only be true if can expire. So if not can expire, is it really going to be that simple? Okay, let's see. Let's see if that works. I gotta slow it down so I can actually read it. One turn. Oh, that needs to be... This should be description utils dot oh no, whoops. Description utils dot pluralize remaining turns. Turns. I think it works though. Cool. Sweet, that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Cool. Yes, he's cute. Yeah. Your necromancer looks so much like Alexa. You should invite him to check your game out once it's finished. Oh, Alexa. Oh, yeah, the YouTuber. Yeah. I think I reached out to Alexa for Gunforged. I can't recall if it was played for that channel or not, though. I'm a better artist than I am a programmer, so nowadays all I do is try to make a game, and I don't focus on art at all. Yeah, that is interesting. That's not what I would do if I was an artist. If I was an artist and not a programmer, I would put as much effort as possible into making the game look good. And just like try to get away with some very basic programming. Okay, I think the Medusa head is done. So the next thing I need to do is I need to exclude the imp from the loot tables, because the imp should only be acquired through that hell spawn egg. So I need to do that little tweak. I'm gonna have to probably take a much more sophisticated approach to the loot tables and stuff, especially as I get into like the meta progression of the game, where you can maybe unlock more cards and whatnot. But for now, I just need to have a little flag that excludes it from the loot table. And I think maybe I already have that, but we'll take a look at that in a second. I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break though. And when I come back, we will do those tweaks. And then there's a bunch of other random miscellaneous things that I want to do in my to-do list here. We got a bug here to address, but otherwise, yeah, I think that's basically it. I think there's also a bug related to... Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's a bug related to the combat widget, but I gotta verify that. I want to learn actual programming, but yeah, you're right. Gotcha. All right, I'll be right back in 3 minutes, and we will continue on. All right, I'm back. I'm neither a good artist nor a programmer. I'm just a good thinker. Well, there you go. There you go. All right, so we got to exclude the imp from the booster loot table. Where is the imp? Here it is. Can I just do exclude from loot table here? What else has exclude from loot table? Oh, the spiderling. Oh, is it really that easy? Oh, well, that wasn't much of a... I could just check this box. Okay. Wow, that was quite an ordeal. Whew, that was a massive amount of work. Wow, I don't know if I can continue after that one. Alright, auto-resolve doesn't appear after resurrection. I guess we'll figure out what the heck's going on with that. Hello, Eric Grove. Art, used your referral link and got our new course to help support you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That definitely helps a lot. Yeah, so there's also a bug here where if opening drawer prior to combat, 2 combat widgets are created. So I gotta fix that bug. All right, let's figure out the auto-resolve thing though. So if I go here, put this in, if I do auto-resolve and I die, and then I sacrifice 2 cards. Oh, the auto-resolve does appear again. I wonder if there's just a problem here. Maybe it's just becoming clickable too early. I wonder if I can... Maybe I should make some changes here. Auto-resolve container. So if I change this type to a clickable control instead... Auto-resolve clickable control. Okay. Clickable control. Auto-resolve. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. What's the board? Obsidian or something in VS Code? It's Obsidian, yeah, with the Obsidian Kanban. Not to be inflammatory, but Baldur's Gate 3 looked great, but I did not enjoy it at all, and certainly wasn't a Baldur's Gate game, having played and enjoyed all the others. Interesting. I never played any of the other Baldur's Gate games, and I think Baldur's Gate 3 is one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time. So that's interesting. Azir. Oh my gosh, my cat is being so annoying. He just made the most scary sounding meow, which is why I went on that little break. And he's totally fine, but he just decided to be like, I don't know, make a weird sound, I guess. Did BG3 end up being more like Divinity? I did enjoy that and never played BG games, so maybe I'll still like BG3. Yeah, I mean, it plays very similarly to Divinity Original Sin 2. I did play that one. It does play very similarly with the D&D rule set, or kind of loose D&D rule set. BG3 is goated, nostalgia betrayed you. You guys are making me want to play BG3 again. Oh no, yeah. Certainly didn't follow the BG storyline. Okay, gotcha. Obsidian is always nice to see. What an incredible bit of software, indispensable. Yes, yeah, I agree. Okay, so here... Yeah, I don't think I need this. Canvas group. Is this used anywhere? Yeah, I don't need any of this, so we'll get rid of that. On auto resolve clicked. Now my cat is sprinting around the house and screaming. I got another cat shortly after him, specifically so that he would have somebody to play with while I'm busy working. And he's just like, nope, I want to play with you. So now... Anyway, on auto resolve clicked. So hide auto resolve. We can get rid of this auto resolve material stuff. I actually don't think I need the reference to the auto resolve anymore. Oh no, I do. Okay. Show auto resolve. So this is going to become auto resolve clickable control dot enable dot. What? Auto resolve clickable control. How do I disable this? Add input lock. Force hide auto resolve. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now I think what I can do, now that this is all set up, I can just set the outline target here to that auto resolve node. I think that's going to work. Oh, did I mess up an animation here? No, that still works. Okay. I don't know what Godot is complaining about with those warnings, but that's all right. I'm a rare case of liking more Divinity than BG3. Yeah, I used to like, I mean, Divinity would have been my favorite like RPG prior to BG3, but BG3 is like, yeah. I might install that. I'm supposed to be productive, but I have a hankering to play BG3 again now. In other words, BG3 and how to join. Also, it's time for game dev once again. Yes, indeed. Welcome, Jackie Daytona. What was the whole point of that? Oh yeah, see if the auto resolve works. And it's not working. Cool. Canvas group outline material. This can go away. Did I accidentally remove a place where I was setting it back to visible? I did. As Dara O'Brien would say, nostalgia is heroin for old people. We need the server soon enough, Bavik. Soon enough. Welcome back. Have I told Azir's origin story? I have not, Darren. I mean, there's not really much of an origin story, you know, with just a matter of like finding a breeder and then getting on the wait list. And then once there's a cat available, you put down the money and you get the cat. That's basically it. I got him in 2018 as a little tiny baby kitten, a little 12-week-old kitten. Didn't I, buddy? Didn't I? So yeah, that's the origin story. It's not really that compelling. Hello, A the Ant, welcome. Auto-resolve with these gas prices? Okay, that click is not working. Oh, did I never enable the... Oh, wait. Oh, I wonder if this is set to... You know what's probably the case? Yep, this mouse filter is set to ignore. We gotta undo that. That would have taken me a while to find if I didn't have a brief moment of genius right there. So glad I found that. Okay, so that's using the clickable control now. Let's just make sure that all of this is working. And we'll go back in. Yeah, it disappeared. Interesting. So there's something wrong here. Why is that happening? So when I do change to combat, hide auto resolve. You know what I think is happening is this tween, this hide auto resolve tween, is still running. So when I change to combat, that essentially, so after the resurrection happens, change to combat flips the little widget button to back to combat and you click it again. If this hide auto resolve animation is not finished prior to show auto resolve being called, then what's going to happen is this is going to set the auto resolve visibility to true. And then shortly after, this tween here is going to end and set it back to false. So I think what I need to do is probably just store a reference to the tween and then just kill the tween. So we'll do private tween auto resolve tween. And then where I'm doing hide auto resolve. So we got force hide auto resolve. What I'll do in here is I'll do auto resolve tween dot kill if valid, just in case. Then in hide auto resolve here, auto resolve tween dot kill if valid. And then we say this becomes auto resolve tween, and we can get rid of that. And then in here, same deal. So you got to be careful about overlapping tweens when you're dealing with sequencing and stuff. Typically the way to do that is if you have a tween that controls an in and out animation for the same object, just store a reference to the tween and then make sure to kill it before starting the next animation. And that generally works pretty well. So this kill if valid, this is just an extension method I wrote that just contains this block. If tween is valid, tween.kill. And the reason I'm using this null chaining operator is because before the auto resolve tween gets set for the first time, it'll be null. So this basically just says, okay, if the tween is not null, try to kill it if it's valid. And that's it. I wish there was an easier way to like deal with that, but it is what it is. Are you okay, bud? Are you okay? You're kind of worrying me. You seem fine though, so it's fine. It's fine. All right, let's give it a try. Are you using only C# or you're mixing with GDScript? I have some plugins that are GDScript, but as far as the gameplay code that I'm writing specific for this project, it's all C#. Anonymous? I don't know what that's in reference to. Oh, you're just joking about Anonymous's name here. Welcome back to the stream, by the way, Anonymous. Hello, Wooden Brick. Welcome back. I'm trying to download your package that contains Godot utilities, but having some issues. How do you import the package into Godot? Oh, it's on NuGet. So if you just look up how to install NuGet packages, the easiest way to do it is just to go to your CS project and then include this package reference here. Firebelly.Godot utilities version equals 5.0.0. But there's command line tools that you can use to install NuGet packages, or your IDE. If you're using a C# IDE, should have a nice way of installing NuGet packages. So you actually don't need to install it from the repository because it's available on NuGet as a download. So Tween, yes indeed. The cat is naked, yes. Somebody stole his fur. Somebody stole your fur. I saw the new Mega Dragonite and it's so bad. I don't know what that is. Artifact idea, Grave Lobbers. Enchants a random minion card. That minion is added to the enemy's board. The minion steals health, attack power, or another enchantment from a minion. That is an interesting one, yeah. I like it. I'll go try that, thank you a lot. Yeah, you're welcome. Alright, let's see if this works. So I do that. Gotta do this. Resurrect here. And it's not re-enabling that. Why is it not re-enabling it? Oh. The problem is this could be called twice in a row, which is not ideal, so let's do this. If is auto resolve hidden return. Okay. I think that will work. Let's do it. Okay, that's working. Let's just let it go. Oh, and it's still out. It's playing that outline shader on it too. That's cool. So that's been hidden now. So if I do this, perfect. I think it's working. Cool. All right. I think that's good. Okay. Fix auto resolve button issues. Cool. Done. If opening drawer prior to combat, 2 combat widgets are created. All right, let's handle this bug now. I'm getting real sick of those warnings, animation mixer. It's Pokemon stuff. I love Mega Dragonite. Oh, gotcha. Also, the way the comment appears on the screen is so fancy. Yeah. Do you like it? I think it's better than what I had before. Do you know when the Godot 4.5 is going to be available? Oh, Godot 4.5. I don't know. It's been in beta for a while. Typically, the beta cycles aren't that long, but this one seems to be longer than usual, so I don't know why that is. They still have to go through the release candidates too. Yeah, so the last beta update for 4.5 was on July 8th, and there hasn't been another beta snapshot since. So the next snapshot might be the release candidate, or it might be another beta. So I'm assuming we're going to get it probably sometime in August. But hope Godot team is not planning to add AI into it. Let the game engine be a creative product, not just randomized work. I would like to have a Copilot-like integration into the engine for doing rote stuff, you know, like moving files around or renaming things or whatever, or getting resources created quickly. This cat is being ridiculous right now. What are you doing? I don't know why he needs so much attention. Why do you need so much attention, huh? Why do you need so much attention? So let me test this. If I go to combat and I open this up, another combat widget gets created. So that's going to be in my drawer UI. I wonder if it's as simple as doing a remove combat widget here before I create one. I think that's it, honestly. I just need to remove the existing combat widget and create the new one. All right, let's see what happens. Perfect. I think that works. Cool. So just little edge cases like that just need to be fixed. Okay, that's done. All right, what do we have here? Let's remove some text from certain events. So let's do that. I don't think the text is necessary anymore. So this right here, this title texture, we're just going to get rid of that. Okay. Alchemy card upgrade. Yeah, so I can get rid of this now. Card upgrade container. This just doesn't match the style that I'm using for the game anymore. So I'm going to get rid of this text here. Okay. And then I can remove this. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Increase board size. Alchemy. Chicken, dog, mutton. Cool. All right, seems to be working just fine. All right, I think it's looking good. I'm just making sure everything's flowing as it should be. That's all. I think I might redo that anvil art. Not redo, but like recolor it. It's too purple. It's got too much of the light purple going on. Why are his eyes closed? Anyway. So this has echo now. So it's going to project onto it twice. Yeah, 2 damage projections onto it. Nice. Wow, this Medusa head's looking pretty good, actually, in terms of the abilities here. 3 turns of paralysis to 2 random enemy minion cards. Wow. Is it not applying the paralysis anymore? Oh, there it goes. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Is it working? Oh, well, there's only 1 minion on this board, so... It put... Oh, it didn't stack them. Probably should stack the paralysis debuff. Or not? Or refresh it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to write that down. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. Okay, anyway, that's done. I'm starting to think that the guys that sit around and watch programming and game development are a little nerdy. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. You're welcome. You are welcome. I personally have never played D&D or liked math and science or wrote code. That's just disgusting. For clarity, this is sarcasm. Okay, let's see. We're gonna ban that one. My thinking is the game development is not final stop. It's the process. Sometimes frustrates us. Sometimes make us exhausted, but more we love it. We start to enjoy the development phase. Yeah, I think that's right. Become fun and I want to devote to it, even if it doesn't produce the income we want. Making some mechanics and seeing its output is so cool. Like I made this stuff, feel to it. Yeah. I think that's right. Probably refresh. Stacking would be crazy OP. Yeah, probably what I'll probably do is just say, okay, is the incoming paralysis, does it have more turns remaining than the existing paralysis? If so, replace it, right? So just take the highest, like the strongest paralysis buff, and that takes precedence. Is probably what I would do, but yeah. One thing I want to try, though, is it looks like the echo wasn't exactly working. Oh. I think I know why. Son of a bee. This is going to be a tough one if it's what I'm thinking it is going to be. So I'm going to verify that this is an issue before I explain it. Let's see. So in theory, if it has echo, it should be able to paralyze all of them, but I don't think that's going to work. And the reason is because... Shoot, I didn't think about this. Let me just try... Just go again. We'll just make extra sure. Oh no, it did work. Oh, interesting. Okay, never mind. I was worried that... So, one of the ways that this base card works is... This is the card that's responsible for executing all the abilities. I actually don't remember why I needed to do this. So basically, the way that it decides how to target cards, which cards to apply exhausted on, is it uses this query system that I built, which basically just takes, you know, I have a method for querying the board with certain criteria. So I could get all the cards on the enemy board that have a certain card tag, for instance. But there's an element of randomness to it, which is that all of the possible targets are ordered randomly. And so the problem is that if I wanted to play an effect for which cards were targeted, I can only run this query once, and then I have to cache that result so that the actual gameplay effect applies to the targeted cards, but then the visual effect plays for the proper targeted cards as well. If I tried to get the targeted cards by calling this query board with final filter every time, because there's an element of randomness, it could return different results on sequential calls, right? So what I need to do is in the base card, I get or query targets here, which caches the value inside of this target info, and then I can use that for the remainder of the card's execution. What I thought was happening is if I have echo, the card executes again. I thought it was still using the cached data for its second execution with the echo, which would just be reapplying the paralysis to the same cards always. But that's actually not true because I'm caching the target info within the context of just that execution. Subsequent executions will have their own caches. So that's good to verify, but I thought that was going to be a problem. Oh. Anyway, I would never be nerdy, yeah. Hello, Jason. Love your stream. I've been looking forward to it every morning. Awesome. Yeah, glad to have you here. Just curious, what does the node attribute do? Some sort of node resolver thing. It's part of some source generators that I wrote to make the process of getting nodes easier. So yeah, it's basically that. You can look at my GitHub, github.com/firebelly, and you can look for Godot utilities, and the source generator code is in there. I had to enter a call to do a hotfix on a project right as you respond to my question about C#. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your question? Oh yeah, I can re-answer it real quick. Yeah, I'm only using C# for all the gameplay code here. I have plugins that are in GDScript, but I think that's pretty natural to have plugins that are in GDScript. You all with jobs should try being unemployed. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for the stream today. We got a lot of just miscellaneous stuff done. I'm happy that the Medusa head looks better. I definitely like how that turned out. But I'm feeling a little bit tired today for some reason, so I'm going to go get some lunch, take it easy this afternoon. I might stream in the afternoon a little bit, but maybe not. So hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live next, which may or may not be today. Otherwise, it will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you everyone for the support. Thank you all for being here. Very much appreciate that. And again, check out the links in the description below. That's where you can find my newest cooperative multiplayer course that I released. And if you've taken my other courses, it's similar in quality, similar in depth. So I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. What's for lunch? I don't know. I got to figure that one out. Got to figure out something good, but we'll see. I'm trying to resist the temptation to get another hamburger or cheeseburger, but I may fail. Anyway, thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.